your girl, Mandy B. Welcome to another episode, a bonus episode, your Friday drop of Selective Ignorance. Really excited about getting to 2 days a week. I don't know how I have so much to say, but I do. And so Friday episodes are going to be a little different. Friday episodes will either lean into a specific topic that me and a friend that I'm dragging on a mic are going to have publicly, or it's going to be the day to, I guess, the week of current events that I feel have to be discussed. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to Patreon because these full videos will only be available on Patreon. However, you can listen to them wherever you listen to Selective Ignorance. I'm excited to give you guys more content, and I'm really excited to grow this platform to what I want it to be. I've really been missing having these sorts of conversations. And if you listened to See the Thing Is, or even Period Sis, the conversations just go so much deeper than what I am having over on Decisions, formerly Horrible Decisions, because again, that's such a niche platform. But I do believe I have so much to say. I do believe my opinions are that are needed. And I also love to rile you motherfuckers up. Um, and I am joined today by, y'all heard her on Tuesday, if you listen to the Tuesday drop, with my friend who also loves to rile people up.
No, I
And
don't love
now
to do it. It just so happens that it
it
happens when
just
I
so
talk.
happens that it happens. And so the last time, not this week, but the last time Carla joined me on Selective Ignorance, it was her and Ray Daniels, to talk about their political somewhat stances or parties that they identify or don't identify with. And we decided that they're both purple. Fuck a blue, fuck a red. They
Yeah.
definitely lean more towards the hue of red. But we're gonna call them purple. And so
Are
one of the
independents purple?
independents don't make a dent in the goddamn presidential elections. So
Right.
independents to me are votes that could go to either or that just end up in fucking air.
Okay.
Personally, that's how I view it, you know?
I agree.
Um um so anywho, I have Carla on to have a conversation that will absolutely get your blood boiling, possibly. So we are
I'll get you
going
thinking.
to, so we're going to lean into, if you guys listen to Tuesday, I didn't do the double down or take it back because this essentially is going to be a full lean into a double down and take it back on her previous views on abortion. We also have a clip from her podcast, um, with her co-host Dexty, and they had a conversation around conversations about planned, I want to say Planned Parenthood, but it's not Planned Parenthood. Right, kind of around parenthood in terms of having sex with a partner,
Yeah,
and if
like
that
what are you?
conversation is had prior. But then I also want us to lean into what has had the internet ablaze. And it is actually Cardi B's decision to be pregnant with her fourth child with a man she knew for 6 months while she is still legally married. And we'll get into that to wrap things up in. But Carla, how are you? Are you ready to fucking disagree?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Listen, I am on day one of a water fast, so I don't know what's gonna come out of my mouth. I'm
And
hungry.
I'm on my third cold brew in the morning. This morning. We'll see where this conversation goes because it is a heated one and it's also very interesting. We laid down our similarities before. I'm a woman with no kids, doesn't want kids, also aborted a kid. Carla has is the mother of two. Have you had an abortion before or no?
I have actually never spoke about it on my platform, but yes, I have.
Oh, so
Mhm.
interesting. Oh, the hypocrisy. Can't wait to get into it. So, sorry, y'all, I ate shit. Anywho, before we get started and how we're going to start is to lean into the double down or take it back. So I'm going to play a clip from Carla's podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna start with that.
That's what we're starting with.
Right off the gate, okay.
Because out the gate, we're gonna get into our thoughts on what conversations should be had, what those conversations look like, if they're realistic, and all the things. And
Okay.
of course, this will also be an episode where we get to share why we feel the way we do. And of course, we can't do that without sharing stories of incidences and scenarios that we have actually lived through and what decision we made and what the outcome was. So, real quick, we're going to play this clip from Carla's Instagram just to get us going.
At what point do you give your body up to a man without having a conversation when you're having unprotected sex?
All the time people hunch and don't have that conversation.
Well, we need to.
I'm not gonna let you be misjudgmental. The last person you hunched, you did not have a conversation.
I did. Swear.
Before y'all hunched.
Swear.
Carla!
I'll tell you why.
Carla!
I promise you.
Roll the tape. Carla.
You're not listening to me.
All the you don't hunched.
I'm 38
have you had that
now.
Conversation? You know how traumatic an abortion can be on a woman?
Bruh. The abortion on a woman, take that. Don't put the trauma on a child.
What trauma is she putting on a child?
When the child gets older and sees the fact that their father don't want them, publicly said it.
She don't have control over that.
Yes, she does.
How?
He's telling you he don't want no baby with you. Why have the baby?
You can't force her to have an abortion.
It's not a forced thing. It's more of let's think about before you bring a child into this world.
So would you have aborted if his dad said that he didn't want him before he was born?
By the way, curious to know, for anyone who didn't see that episode, that's the So What Now podcast. For anyone who has not seen that, what was your answer to that? As someone who is anti-abortion at your age of
I am
38,
not anti-abortion.
Okay, well, you're anti a certain number of abortions.
Yes.
But I'm curious, as a mother of two, and before we get deep into this conversation, if the father of your child expressed that he did not want the child, what would have been your conversation?
So she asked specifically about my child now.
You are right. That's all I'm asking is your
My
specific
answer
child
was
now.
I would have aborted my child.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you are actually more pro a woman having an abortion than having a child with a partner who doesn't want it.
So here's what's happening with me, and I want to give this disclaimer before I start talking. We talked about in the last episode, and we'll do it again today, everything that we feel and we speak and the opinions that we have literally it's a direct correlation to our past, our experiences, what we're going through. So at the moment, I have a 20-year-old and a 4-year-old. I was married to Ayana, my daughter's dad, until she was about 6. Then with my sons, I didn't want any more children. And I was very adamant about it. Then I found this new man, and he was all about, I wanted a child, and it just seemed perfect. And I'm like, maybe I can do it again. And we moved really fast, and we had this baby, and it was a baby that he wanted. And I'm like, this is going to be my chance to do it again and have the family that I thought that I always wanted, right? So when he decides to completely, one, become physically abusive, leave, have nothing to do with the children, change his entire story that he told me, if I would have known this beforehand, I would not have had a child with him. But again, 2020, hindsight is 2020, whatever, however it goes.
Yep.
So when I speak, I'm speaking from the point of view of a 38-year-old age with experience of what this looks like, and also the experience of being an 18-year-old mom as well. When you're younger, and I give grace, and we talked about this in an old episode of yours, I do give grace to people that do not have the experience, because life experience gets you here, right? And it's up to us when we know better, we do better, to want to do better, but that's not the case with everyone. So Not everyone wants to do better. It's just what it is, right? They want to stay in what they know, and they're okay with that. That's a little frustrating for me. And I've also realized that I do give grace to other people, and those that are closest to me, I happen to not give them as much grace because I want to kind of control. And I feel like I've taken this kind of, I don't know if this is the right word, but a God complex in a sense, where it's let me help you. I want to help. And I know this door. I know this door right here. If you open it, it's going to get you to this great place of peace, of success, of whatever it may be that you may want. And I want to do that for you. And that's not my role in this world. My
It
role is
isn't.
to support and to not be judgmental over what you want to do. Everyone has a different road to get there. Everyone has different experiences that they have to get to. And I've realized in the last, actually it was this week, that with those closest to me, I don't give them the grace because I'm like, girl, let me just fix it for you. And that's not what I'm here for. So with that being said, um, the answer to it was yes. If I knew at 34 that the man that was promising me this life and thought I was on the same track with wasn't, I would not have had my child because I don't think it's fair to him.
I mean, I think that that's real, and I think that there's a lot of women that would agree. I mean, I think it's the interesting part to me when I hear people say they would have children if they get married, knowing that marriages don't all last. So the idea
And they
that
can die. Literally
I
can
mean,
die the day of the wedding.
I mean, all the things, right? And so it's interesting because in watching this clip, I understand the difference between an opinion and reality. Now, I actually agree with you in this clip. I think that if you do decide
Whoa,
to
can we say that again? I've never heard that before. Me?
you've never heard that before. So, but I agree with the sentiments that you both had, only because I understand you saying what should happen and what you do, and Dex saying the reality of what does happen and what
Right.
majority does. And so you saying that if you're gonna lay with a man and have unprotected sex, um, that the conversation around parenting and childbirth and the consequence of unprotected sex should be a
Right.
conversation. It should be. I
Should.
also understand the fact that a lot of people just like that temporary, quote unquote, great feeling of unprotected sex, right? Now, I want to share a story of something that recently happened with me and one of my previous partners. We're not dealing with each other now, but there was a partner that we had sex a couple times, and no lie, we were on the phone one day and he
Uh-huh.
goes, "How many more times do we have to have sex before I can take the condom off?" And my response was never, because A, we both don't want children with each other. I mean, I don't want kids at all. So
Period.
I'll
Right.
speak for the both of us. We won't be having kids together.
Right.
And we also weren't, it wasn't like we were talking about being in an exclusive relationship and then fucking raw. He said, "How many more times do I gotta fuck you casually with a condom before I could fuck you casually without a condom?" Knowing that we both also have other partners. And it was just interesting to me because I was just like, this, like, he was dead ass. Like, there was a
Serious.
real seriousness that he had in asking me when he can insert his raw ass penis into my vagina without any exclusivity, any future planning, and me not wanting a child.
Raw
And
meat
so,
gives you salmonella.
I mean, he could give me a whole lot of things, baby. The list is, it like goes on and on and on. If y'all really look up all the STDs that could be
Right.
contracted or all of the things. And so, listening to this clip and us having the conversation of women having rights to make decisions around their body in terms of keeping a baby or not keeping the baby, but also just to me, the irresponsibility of majority of the people who genuinely are out here thinking that it's fine and normal to casually have sex unprotected without the conversations around child planning is insane to me.
It's definitely more common than not, especially with, we have secular music and we have movies and we
Not
have
you blaming entertainment now, child.
well, for sure, because again, like we talked about last episode, this phone right here is at everyone's fingertips at all times. It's in our back pocket, front pocket, our hand. It does not leave our side for longer than 2 minutes.
How do you blame music and our
No, I'm not
phones
blaming
as to
it.
why people are having unprotected sex?
So it's not a blame. I think it's a factor, right? But the
Okay.
same way that those music or movies are out there, so are we right here speaking, right? So this is also at their fingertips, also on their phones, also on their social media. So we can now tell them, hey, from our past experience, maybe some young women will actually say, you know what? I may want to ask someone about what they want to do. Because my conversation with that specific partner that I was speaking on was, we knew each other for some months prior, and we talked about, he was very sure he did not want children. He's like, if I have another
Okay.
child, I will tell you, I will not be in that child's life. I'll pay child support and that's it. I don't want any parts of it. And for me was, I absolutely do not want any more children. I don't care. The Lord himself has to come up here to me. I will have to be Virgin Mary, literally waking up one day and I'm 9 months pregnant,
And you
because
9
I don't
months.
want any more children. Now, with that specific person, one of the reasons why it didn't work out of so many, but I did not like the fact that he was so adamant that he did not want any more children, but refused the vasectomy, but was okay with me being on birth control.
So that's I think the bigger conversation that I'm having now too with my partners. And luckily, like, my boyfriends now are just as conscious and don't want kids either. One of them has children and doesn't want any more, and then the other two have no kids. By the way, I have 3 in a possible. One of them I'm not having. Actually, 2 of them I'm not having sex with. But 2 of them I am. And so the conversations around that have been interesting because they've agreed to use condoms because we're on the same page, right? In terms of not wanting other children, and also understanding that we have multiple partners. But the conversation often does lead to, if I don't want kids, why do I not just get on birth control? And so this idea that I have to put something into my body to allow you to enter me raw, as if there's not all of these other things at play,
Insane.
is just crazy. I don't understand, if a man does not want kids, why he can't just go in, get the surgery, and snip his balls. Like, go get neutered.
Understand it.
Like, go
You
get
know what I
neutered,
have to
and
endure?
what the fuck?
To be through all these hormones in and out, and it's like, I could literally just let my body flow, get a period when it's supposed to, let me go, my brain with all these hormones going on. And you're trying to tell me, like, if you get pregnant, I'm not gonna be there. I don't want this kid, but I'm also not gonna do it. And it's not just with me, because obviously we parted ways. He's gonna be with other women, but I'm like, you're constantly,
Bruh.
well, not constantly, but you're with other women risking having children. You're the one that shoots.
Bruh,
so why not just take the clip out?
Bruh, birth control affects your mood and hormones. It
Everything.
affects your skin. It affects your weight. It affects all the things inside your goddamn body. And there's a lot of men who, that they're bringing up allegedly the male birth control, and there's been men that don't want to go on it because of the symptoms that they would have to face. And I'm just like,
oh really?
But you want me to be on it.
Right.
Now, I want to get into the bigger part of this conversation, because in terms of making the decisions that you want, another part of your take from your episode leads into this. You talked about the trauma that the child would have to endure by either knowing that their father didn't want them, by bringing them into a single parent household, by whatever trauma is brought about by a woman choosing to have a baby and the man not, or just a woman deciding to have a baby in not the best of circumstances, right? And I say all of that to lead into, there has been now a 2 to 3 week conversation around Cardi B's announcement of her child with NFL star Stephon Diggs, notably quoting that she was pregnant 6 months after knowing him.
Yeah.
The current updates that 2 other women just had children by him, and there's an alleged third one still currently pregnant, which means Cardi was pregnant at the same time as 2 other women, and another woman gave birth to his child back in December. The third tidbit of all of this is that she is still currently legally married to her husband, Offset, and they are actively going through a divorce. That is a lot. That is a lot. Now, I want to start with my quick thoughts on this. And then Carla, I would love for us to exchange a dialogue. Now, I love me some Cardi B. Okay? I love me some Cardi B. Cardi B has led with her personality. She is the friend we all want. She is the woman that we have been rooting for from the strip club to the stages, from making, a couple hundred a night to millions in a night. You feel me? So she is someone that a lot of us see in ourselves and a lot of us like champion. Here is the problem. In the ways that we champion her, we can be disappointed in her. And I think that that's where Crystal from the Read meant to go with her disdain of the decision to be currently pregnant ahead of her sophomore album, ahead of an arena tour, and in leaving a current relationship. Now, here is the absolute truth. The ways in which we have opinions about Cardi being pregnant are the same in which we would have for our dear friends. And baby, let's be very, very clear. I would drag for filth any of my homegirls who chose to get pregnant by a nigga she ain't known for even a year, keep the baby, knowing that there are other women currently pregnant. Bitch, we are not having project babies around here in our 30s, baby. What, like, at a certain age, you have to make better decisions. But also, you are currently going through a divorce in which you are still not in a healing space from a marriage that was traumatic. And we know it's traumatic because, girl, for the last, you done broke up with him. You done fought, like, you done, the
It was
relationship was
traumatic from their engagement,
bro, the relationship was tumultuous and you got into it in your 20s at the ascension of a career that is now fucking beyond. If we have any opinion on you, Cardi B, the opinion does not stem from you choosing to be a mother. You are already a mother of 3 beautiful children. I don't care if you choose to be the mother of 5 more kids. The problem is the decision in which you made with all of the other factors. And if any of my friends chose to have a baby by a whole ass nigga while she was still divorced, still healing from a breakup, bitch, we would look at her like, bitch, what are you doing? And why?
So here's the
It's
thing.
egregious. Carla, what are your thoughts on the outrage around the pregnancy and also just her overall decision?
So I want to touch base on what you just mentioned. If you had any friends, I think it would be a little bit different for me. I think we are able to have these opinions on Cardi because we love her down. Like that is like you said, the friend that we all wish we had. Like
Yes.
I want to be friends with her so bad. I'm like,
Same.
Cardi, can I DM you? Can we hang out? Like I love you. I love truly how you show up, but that is not my friend. That is a celebrity. That is someone I don't know. That is someone I don't spend time with. So if a friend of mine that I love and care about was in Cardi's position, I think that the best thing that I could do as a good friend is to not judge them and be there for them.
Bitch, I'm judging. Girl,
I'm
shut
not
the fuck
judging
up.
because
Girl,
you are my friend. I'm supposed to be there for you. Well, I have an opinion myself and I'm like, damn, this doesn't seem like the best idea. But at the same time, that is her choice. And now when you have your baby shower and when you have that baby's birthday and when you need help or something's happening,
I'm going
as
to be
your
there.
friend, I have to be there.
Okay,
But I don't
I'm
want
going
to
to
be
be
there
there.
backhanded though.
Bro, I'm judging you. And I'm telling you, you a stupid asshole. I don't give a fuck, bro.
I don't know
like,
how far
I'll be there.
get you with a friendship when
Bro,
someone has
I will
chosen to
be
keep a
I will be
child.
at the baby I will be at the baby shower. Let's be very
Do
clear.
you think someone is gonna want you at a baby shower after you don't call them stupid and all kinds of stuff?
Carla, did you want so I shouldn't have came to your baby shower?
You didn't call me stupid.
Oh, maybe
Not
not
to
to
my
your
face.
face. Not to your face. Oh, bitch.
Not to my face. So if
But
you
I
were saying
definitely
behind
told
my
you.
back-
I told you when you got with him that I didn't think he was a
Well,
good
yeah, that
partner.
was
And
different. I knew your
I often
thoughts about
shared that
him,
he's.
But
I
if you
often
were,
shared that he wasn't a good partner.
yeah, that you definitely did say. Well, you said that, but then we saw a side of him that we were like, maybe I don't know. He's showing up in a certain way. It was keeping me in it because it is friendship. It's like at the end of the day, as we grow, we have to know. And this is me talking to myself as well. We can't just sit here and judge people. And I am a very judgy person, and I know that. I have tons of opinions, but I don't know Cardi. So now going back to her keeping this child, I told you in the beginning that a lot of my views about parenting come from the trauma that I'm going now, not trauma, the
Trauma.
hardships that I've been through. It's a lot of it is
Okay.
trauma, but the hardships that I've gone through that I have to see my children go through because of the men that I chose to be their fathers. Now, it took two to tango. We both laid down, we both made this baby, we both had the responsibility. But sometimes I do guilt trip myself. And I want those women that are out there listening, because I'm literally currently dealing with this, the intense guilt that I feel to have given my children fathers that may not be as present, that just so many things can have gone wrong or have gone wrong in my eyes that I wish I could do better, but that's just life. We all are going to go through it. I can't stop it. Now, you look at someone who you love and adore, and you see the trajectory of their life. And I do wish that Cardi would have maybe said, you know what, it ain't the time. And I'm not anti-abortion, but sometimes I do realize that shit happens now. Shit's happening every 6 months. Then we need to go figure out what the hell is going on there. And that's where I come with when it comes to abortion. It's like, all right, let's not use this as birth control. That takes a lot on your body. That takes a lot, it's just so much that can happen to you mentally, physically through an abortion. But also a lot can happen when you do go through with a pregnancy that just wasn't planned, that maybe it's not the best. You're in a marriage, you got all these other kids, and money is not everything. Yes, sometimes it seems like money will buy things and it can afford freedom.
I think for the consensus of
Are you mic'd up?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think for the people who are like, oh my God, she's so rich, she can afford all these kids. It's funny because the idea that now a woman can make these decisions solely because she can actually afford them is also where that doesn't remove the, again, I guess, trauma that you would be
Not at all.
placing on your child. And so it's, to me, the money being the factor as to why people are like, Cardi can do whatever she wants. Like,
Oh,
bro, I could have a rich ass friend if she got pregnant under these same circumstances. I heard Carla, bitch, I'm judging. I ain't God, so I could judge you. I'm a human being. We judge people, bro. Like, we judge them. And I'm judging my friend. I'm judging my friend. I'm telling her she shouldn't have it. I'm sending her, bitch, I done did this before. I done sent my homegirl flowers that said, real ass bitch give a fuck about a nigga. And those were flowers to encourage an abortion when I didn't think that a baby made sense. But then there's like other instances where, okay, I understand the choice that you made to have a child, especially if it's your first. There's all these things, right? But it's weird because, again, back to our
no, but stay right there. Stay right there with the money part. Let's stay right there with the money part.
Okay.
Because I don't know who said this, if it was a podcast or radio. I don't know what I was listening to, where they were like, let's look at Donald Trump's children. Let's look at this rich elite folks that end up their kids drugs, murder, trafficking. And it's like, I gave them everything. Yeah, you gave them nannies. There's a nurturing part. So we have to be. I don't know anyone who.
It's weird. It's weird because you even saying that though, a parent can be whether I mean, it's not even money. It's not even all those things because just because you are raised in a loving 2-parent household also doesn't indicate that you're not going to be a drug using, sex trafficking murderer. Like all the things. No, but so that's what I'm saying. Like.
And that's why we can't judge. And now I'm starting to learn, like, you know what? Sometimes things aren't ideal. And yes, as much as we look at the big picture and think that we can like place these pieces here and there for Cardi, we don't know what the future of this baby is or what this baby is going to bring into Cardi. I truly for sure think my friend Cardi Belcalis right now is going through it. She's in the midst of smoke with this heartache from Offset, this new love that feels so refreshing. But when I tell you, when you've been through heartbreak or when you're lonely and you're looking for this specific type of love and it shows up.
Anybody with a nice smile and some good dick was going to be what you was going to love.
Take out the garbage, love on you, ask you what you want to eat. You're like, this is it. Especially when you're coming out of it, there's still so much pain. The dust is going to settle. The smoke is going to go away and she's going to open her eyes and be like, okay, and now I got 4 kids. And hopefully with growth, she'll be like, all right, I got my kids. I'm going to give them their time, take some more time. She's going to go on tour. I do not love the fact that she's going on tour, but again, it's her body, her choice, her life. But it's like, baby, give that time, sit down. I know you may have a C-section or have a baby regular and get your nip and tuck and all this stuff. Your body, let it rest. You're human, a literal
Yeah.
human. Your intestines reshaped and removed, and your horn. Just take a break. But if that's not what she wants to do, I did not like the fact that she equated being able to get and go and work and do the things to her being strong. I think it's much stronger of a woman to have to sit down for a year and let everybody else continue to make their money and their businesses and move forward, and you're just at
But
home with your
that's the
baby.
thing. Unfortunately, that's not the reality of a lot of women now. Like, oh, the women are the breadwinners. Like, she
Yeah.
can't just do that. Like, and a lot of women who get pregnant right now can't
Yeah.
just
She can
afford.
set it up though. She's in a place where when she
No,
mentioned her mother and her grandmother working so hard to get her what she has, and it's like, yeah, I would say honor them and showing them, look how hard your work got me to be able to sit back and take care of my babies the way you wish you could
look,
have.
her job doesn't allow for that.
She
She
could
took
set it
7
up
years.
that way, but I
She
think her
no,
mental doesn't allow it for it
she
either.
took 7 years off getting
She did not
pregnant.
take
Mind you,
7 years off. She
my
went 7 years of hell with that man. Okay,
one moment. You're not listening. I'm talking. There was
sorry.
7 years between album 1 and album 2.
Did you
So
listen to
I'm
her
talking.
Breakfast Club interview?
I am talking about her job. Yes, she did features in between. She did all of this, but what she has just had to do, mind you, Wave is less than a year old. So you have
No,
a
no,
baby under
wait, the
one,
other one.
or maybe just one,
Blossom.
maybe just now one. So you have a baby that is 1 year old, and
Mhm.
you're about to give birth to a baby again.
Any
And
minute now.
so even the idea that two of your children aren't going to have the experience of the first two kids, where you could kind of stay home a lot more often, where there was a father in the household. These two babies
Eh,
aren't going to have that. And yes,
So
Carla,
I would
it
say
could be
these two new little ones may have a better experience and a better mom than the first two had. And I say that because when I was listening to her
oh, for
Breakfast Club
sure.
interview, she was saying, I was so distraught mentally going through it with this man. She's like, I thought I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lay down in my depression for 2 months. She's like, when I looked up, it had been 7 years. I don't think she wanted to wait 7 years to put out an album. But you know more. I mean, you also know when you're in that tumultuous relationship, there's not much you can fucking focus on. So
Oh no,
seven
I
years
don't
went
know
by.
that because
So
I was in
hopefully,
a 3 year tumultuous relationship, and baby, I worked.
okay, I worked too. I never stopped
I
working.
was working.
I
I was
kept
working.
making money, but when I tell you it was not fulfilling, I wasn't able to be there and give my kids everything. It wasn't me. I was sad. I worked. Everyone saw me on cameras. Like everyone saw Cardi doing features, but when she was home, she was crying. She couldn't eat. She was calling Shakira. She's like, Shakira, help me. How do I get through this? You know, it's hard. So hopefully these next two kids get a more healed version eventually of Cardi when she comes up. But what we want for her is not the reality of it. And we can just hope, again, I love that word. We can just hope that she heals more, that Offset gets his shit together and stop asking for money. And she's able to
Hard to heal when you get up under someone else. And she literally said that on
yeah,
her when she sat down with
she'll
Alex
learn.
on Call Her Daddy. She literally talked about how healing for her looked like leaving one man and getting up under another one. And it was
And
just like,
that's her journey right now. That's her journey right now. She'll get that. She's only 32, but she's only 32, a little older than most, but she's 32. And now as I get closer to 40, I realize, okay, sometimes my anxiety gets me to like feel I don't have enough time. And that's where it comes from, where I'm really hard on my daughter, I'm really hard on my friends, or I'm really hard on my clients. It's like, we don't have time to be fucking around. We don't have
right.
time to make mistakes. But you know what? We do, and it's part of our journey. Make that mistake if it gets you there. But I've been living in for the past, I would say maybe year, where I'm in a constant like, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. I can't go outside. I can't get hurt. What happens? Girl, calm the fuck down. It'll be fine. If you're gonna have that baby, have that baby. If you're gonna have that abortion, have that abortion. Not too many now. Slow down on the abortions, ladies. But if you're gonna have it, make the right decision for you. And I really do gotta shut the fuck up and just speak on my own experience. And it hurts me to see my children hurt. It hurts me to see other children hurt, because we could have made just a split second decision. Like, I have a conversation first with this person and say, hey, do you even want children? How many children do you really have out there? Hey, do you mind getting a vasectomy? Hey, do
I
you
also
mind
feel
if I get
like
on birth control?
what you're saying sounds good, but at the same time, I also, and it goes off of what we talked about Tuesday. I don't think that there is anything wrong with having an opinion or judging somebody on the decisions they make. There's people that do it every day for me, and I feel like I can have an opinion on why I want better for someone else, or why I would have made a different decision, or why I feel like their decision was wrong. Like, I
It's just
also don't
unless
think
you've
that
been in
there's any.
somebody's shoes, we can't really give that opinion. It reminds me of
I
Bruce
mean,
Willis.
I've gotten an
Right.
abortion, but no, but that's the thing. Even if we were in their same shoes, again, I've had an abortion by a nigga that I didn't need a baby with because I didn't know him.
You were
So
also 16.
I can have an opinion about a woman choosing to have a baby with someone she's literally admitted to knowing for 6 months.
Okay, so on that
Bruh.
side, I know of someone who had met someone and within 3 months they got pregnant. They're now on their second
I know someone
child.
right now. I know someone right now got pregnant within 3 months of having. I know
And
two
they're
friends
like,
right now got
they're
pregnant within
so
3 months.
happy, so loving. It's now been like 10 years and it just worked out for them, right? So, and that's what I'm
Okay.
trying to remind. I get where you're coming from. I'm your opinionated ass, judgy ass friend. Yes. And I'm trying to grow into the space of, just don't know. It sounds bad. Most likely it can go. Statistics show, but there's also people that it works for. So, hey, what can I do as your friend to support you versus tear you down over a a final destination that I don't know where it's gonna land. Yes, does it seem like Cardi is good? Does it seem like things are stacked up against her with him having all these new baby mamas and he may not be the best person to go with? But we don't know. Maybe Stefan Diggs at this point is like, I'm gonna do right by this woman, and he maybe take care of all his children, and it'll be a big Brady bunch. We don't fucking know. So we can't, as a friend to her, if we were friends to her, or someone like Cardi in our life, be like, girl, you're so fucking stupid. Da, 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 da. It's just like, you know what? Is this the decision you're going with? I would say let's look at the whole picture, but if this is what you want to go with, how can I support you? Or, yo, this is dumb as fuck. I can't stand behind this. I don't like it at all. I can no longer be friends with you. And that's also a choice that you can make.
No, so I think that those are two dramatic things. There's a lot of things about my friends that I don't agree with their decisions in life, with their opinions on things, and I still can remain a friend. I think that it's
But
okay for me to say I
that friend
think.
can also say, I don't like the way you're judging me and you're talking to me and you're putting like that negative light into me.
Oh,
I don't want to be
then
friends with
then
you
that's
anymore.
up to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with people making the decisions that they
Turn down
want
your mic a little bit.
around me. Like,
Hold
I
on,
know
wait.
that.
Your mic peaks a little bit, so maybe like
Okay.
stay where you're at just a tiny bit further. You just come close sometimes when you're talking.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, don't be girl. There's so many edits in this episode now that I didn't want. It's interesting because, to me, I
You're
allow
okay with
my
people not
friends
being
to
friends?
have. If someone decides that they don't want to be my friend because of my opinion on them or something because we disagree, okay.
I don't think it would be just disagreement. I think if someone feels attacked or it feels like they're not, it's like, hey,
Well,
I just
no,
need
and I
you
think
to be there.
I will express my opinions. I think it's stupid, and then what I'll do is I no longer want to have this conversation with you. Like, if you gonna stay with a nigga that lays his hands on you, don't bring your nigga up to me. If you gonna stay with a nigga who does this, like the same way I know I don't care about my friends' opinions on people that I choose to date. I won't share that stuff with my friends because I don't care about their opinions. But if I express my disdain for something and you're upset that I expressed my disagreement or disdain for your decision making, and you now don't want to be friends with me because I am not going to support those decisions you made, okay. I've I've ended a friendship with a really good friend of mine for multiple reasons, but a lot of it was as well. She got with a partner and her whole views on things started to shift and change. And I could no longer agree with how she was showing up in that relationship because I felt like she was losing herself. And in
But that's
essence
you
of me
taking authority
expressing
over
those
her
things,
life.
no, it wasn't. Oh, I never take authority over anyone's life. Again, that's an extreme. I can express my disdain or dislike for your decision making. You taking
Yep.
offense to that and wanting yes men around you or wanting people to support your bad decisions. Like if I was friends with a drug addict, someone like if Hunter was my best friend and he expressed how much he loved crack cocaine and how
I
he couldn't
almost did it
live
because of him,
without
girl.
crack cocaine, bro, if I had a friend talking about how much they love crack cocaine, and they wanted to express to me how they loved it. And I was like, bro, that makes you a crackhead. I think you stupid as fuck. Here's the consequences that can happen with you using this. This is what it's doing to your body. And he didn't want me to expressed those things and now didn't want to be my friend because I disagreed with his life decisions because he didn't want to give up crack cocaine, then that's no longer a
I
friendship
think that's
that
a
makes
little
sense.
different though, because that does affect your life.
So
Having
do
a
these
crackhead around
men.
you.
Having a baby with a nigga affects your life and another human's life. You choosing to be with a nigga who is not good for you or causing you harm does impact your life. Bro, a bad relationship and bad decisions affect your life the same way drugs can impact your life. I've been in an not physically abusive, not sexually abusive relationship, but an emotional and psychological one. And it definitely had an impact on my body and my health. So, bro, it's the same fucking thing. So, if I want to critique your decisions because I want better for you and you don't want better for yourself in the moment, I am so fine with you choosing to walk away from a friendship. I will never walk away from my friends for their decision making, even when I disagree. If you don't want me to call you a stupid bitch, I won't, but then we don't need to talk about where I disagree with you.
Okay.
But if you feel bad that I called you a stupid bitch and now you don't want to be friends with me because you know that I internally and externally have told you that I am disappointed, disagree, and think that you should be making other choices. And now because I done held the mirror up to you, you no longer want to be my friend. I am so here
Well, you
for
held
accepting that
your
fate.
mirror up to them. What
No, I'm
your
holding my
beliefs are.
no, but what I'm saying, it's not. It's a mirror. Your decision is stupid. The masses would think your decision is goddamn stupid. You don't see it now, you're going to see it later. If I feel like your decision is goddamn dumb for XYZ results, there's nothing not stupid about keeping a baby with a nigga you've known for 6 months. The masses
But
would
we just
say
said we've
that is
known
dumb.
people that had a good result off of that.
I do not.
Oh,
Mind
I
you,
thought you were saying you
mind you,
know people. I was
mind you,
saying
no,
I
no,
know
no.
people that had a good
I'm saying,
experience with that.
so cool. You can, the masses, that is not the case. Every single friend of mine with a child outside of my one friend who is married, every single friend with children are single parents. Period.
And that's where, so remember when I was saying where I come off very judgy sometimes about abortions, about speaking up, and I can come off very like and telling people what to do. I think that's where yours also comes from. And it's like I see this all around me. My experience is that when this happens, this follows. And that's when we sometimes have to take a step back, where I'm taking a step back. And I'm saying, just because all I've ever seen is when this happens, then this follows. These children are having this hard time and this is happening. I have to take a step back and be like, okay, just because that's what I've seen doesn't mean that's what may happen to them. So, hey, what do you need from me? And then keep my opinions
Girl,
with our friends to ourselves sometimes.
there are people.
Or there's ways to also say them. Like, you can't
No,
call people stupid.
Carla, there are people who have literally gotten away with murder.
Mm-hmm.
Would I sit here and not judge any of my friends who murdered someone and say, well, I know what the common outcome of this is, but there are people that have gotten away with murder, so I'm not going to have a judgment on this. Literally,
No,
it's the
not the
same thing
same.
you're saying. You
No.
have one example, and there are examples of people getting away with murder, with rape, with pedophilia, with assault, with all these things. Yes, there are instances
Okay,
where
I have an
people have
example.
got. One moment, let me finish. There are people who have gotten away with these things. Does that mean if my friend does the same exact thing, knowing that, oh my God, in history, it has ended up positively for the person, that I'm not going to say this is a dumbass goddamn decision to make? No. When majority of the time, the result is the same. The result is prison. The result is a consequence that leads you to go to jail. The result is the fact that this person will probably leave, or you don't know this person yet. You're bringing a child into the life. You don't know his upbringing. You don't know his genetic makeup. You don't know really his finances in whole because you just met the nigga 3 months ago. All of these things, again, my opinions aren't rooted just from fucking thin air. Bro, there's
Well,
literal
no. So
statistics that
I
prove
think
this shit.
you went way left with murder, but I'm gonna give you a really quick example of something that happened to
I
me
don't think
recently.
so.
I have a friend that, without giving too much information, she has a job, and then she's like, I need more money, so I'm gonna get this other job. The second
Okay.
job that she came to me and told me she was getting requires her to be awake and working, and she's a mom, for like 36 hours.
Okay.
Like go to work, and then you don't finish working for like another 36 hours to when you can lay down. Driving,
Okay.
doing all these things. And I was like, every week, this is happening when you get this job. So she's like, I got this job, and I'm against it. I'm like, that's not okay. You know, you're driving sleep deprived, your body, the toll that this takes. I'm like, I don't think you should do this. And she's like, well, I called you just to kind of like talk about it. I didn't call you to like condemn me on it. And my response to it was like, look, we know scientifically that if you don't sleep and you don't rest, things go downhill. So I just want you to be careful. Go ahead and do the job. And as your friend, I'm telling you, please watch your health and how it's moving and how it feels and try to find something else. Really, what I wanted to say, and she'll probably listen to it, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't you fucking know that's a dumbass idea? But she has different circumstances than I do. She has different, her life is different. What she has to do is different. Her responsibilities are different. Everything is different. Her journey is different. So if I would have came out with what my brain was thinking at the time, which is usually pretty fucking judgy, like, that's so fucking stupid. What do you mean? Get a different job, go somewhere else. But this is what's in front of her right now and what she chose. Hey, just be careful with the time. There is a way that I could have talked to her where it could have offboard her. She would have been like, you know what? I don't want to be friends with you because I don't like the way you're talking to me. And I would have understood it, but I also would have felt shitty because who am I to tell her? Don't fucking do that
Well,
shit.
I mean, right
I'm
now,
not paying her
well,
bills.
in this
And this is
economy,
for her
what
health. This
I
is
mean,
someone that has health issues.
I
And I know that this can cost this literal death. Literal
I
death
get that.
can
I wouldn't
call.
blame her. I would blame shout out to Antoinette. That's capitalism. I don't think I've been what people choose to do for work and money. Because I've
Even if
had
it's
to
at their
do
health.
oh, bitch, I fuck for money. And that's at my house. Like I in this economy, I'm not gonna lie, with where jobs are hard to get. Like my mom calls me every time we talk on the phone, she complains about this job that she's had for the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years now.
Oh, wow,
She
yeah.
talks about leaving. It's difficult. I just tell her, girl, you're not gonna leave. But okay, go ahead and like to me, the job market and how someone makes a living is something that I actually don't actually ever condemn or have anything to say about people. Whether you choose to be a sex worker, a stripper, a podcaster, work a 9 to 5, work in corporate, go to school to be something. I'm here for people making a living,
And again, that
however they
comes
have
from
to make
your
a living.
experience. You're like, I've had to fuck for money, like you just
But it's
said.
not only,
I've
but
had
that's what
to
I say.
do
I
these
mean,
things,
just
so
it's
you
any,
get
but
it.
it's anyone. To me, bringing in a light, like all the thing that we're talking about is the decision in terms of relationships, being with them, and having a baby. That's what the premise of this episode is. And in terms of expressing your thoughts on that thing, I'm going to say what I want to say, how I want to say it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to be my friend. But I don't think it's wrong to sit here and judge anyone. I think it's why we are judging goddamn Cardi because we wanted her to do better. And it's why I'm going to judge my motherfucking friends because, bitch, I want better for you.
Yeah, and I think sometimes when just for those listening, not you, you don't want it, but those listening, think about the fact that when it's a friend and it's someone that you love, there is a way that within love you can get through better than through judgment. And again, this is coming from the judgiest. People think I'm the judgiest person in the world, and I am at times coming from the space of I want better for you, yes, but sometimes when you want better and you say it in a way that is judgmental or bringing them down, it just doesn't. It doesn't help the
You know what I'm
situation.
going to do? I think I'm going to start a segment on Fridays.
What?
So this just came to mind. Sorry, I have to get in my computer. But y'all know, I love my husband. So what
Who?
we're going to do is depending on how these conversations go, because he helps us so much, I'm going to lean into ChatGPT
Stupid.
to find the nice way, the least quote unquote judgmental way to tell somebody what you want to say, but it sounds harsh. So I'm going to ask for this time,
Okay.
ChatGPT, here's the prompt. Please tell me how to say in a nice, less judgy way that my friend is a stupid bitch for choosing to keep a child with a man she has known for less than 1 year, and that even though her decision making was the worst possible decision, I feel that she isn't so much a stupid bitch because I love her.
I had you talking.
Because that's exactly
I want to see
what
what
the
my
fuck.
chat says.
This is
Because
what
my
the
chat
fuck.
was listening to you. What you got?
This is what the fuck. Okay. Mind you, it says, it sounds like you care about your friend and want to share your worries without hurting her. Here are a few ways to phrase it more gently and with love. So here we go. There are 3 here.
Okay. I got one.
Really care about you and want the best for you. I have some concerns about how quickly things are moving, and I hope we can talk about it because your happiness and safety mean a lot to me. Okay. Number 2, you can use I statements. I feel worried because this is such a big step and it's happening fast. I just want to make sure you have the support and information you need. Now, this one is emphasizing support and not judgment. I'm here for you no matter what. And see, that's another thing. That's a lie. Because no matter what is tricky. I'm not here for you no matter what. Especially if that nigga come and step into shit. But whatever. I'm here for you no matter what. I might not fully understand the decision you made, but I respect that it's yours and I'll support you through it.
Okay.
Those are ways
like
to
that.
say, you stupid ass bitch.
I got one here that says, honestly, when you told me your decision, I was worried because of my perspective. It feels like such a huge step to take with someone you've only known for a short time. I don't always agree with your choices, but that doesn't change how much I love you or how much I'll support you. You're not stupid to me. You're my friend. I'll be here no matter what, which is what that one says on there.
But see,
It's like you're
I don't like
expressing your concern.
I don't like lying, and I do believe people be stupid.
But that's not lying. That's having couth. That's having empathy. That's making sure, yes, that's making sure that your response. I heard one time, I don't remember where it came from. It was, if you're walking around with a sword, right? You know how swords go into the thing that, so you're walking around it without the case and you're running around and cutting people. And you're basically saying, well, y'all niggas saw me running around with this sword. You were going to get cut. Move out the way. Versus you saying, you know what? Let me go ahead and put my sword in the thingy majiggy that it goes in. So when I'm walking and I rub into you or I bump into you in this crazy space, I won't cut you. So all you're doing is putting you're covering to make sure that the sword is still there. Your thoughts are still there, but you don't want to cut.
Well, I believe in words meaning things. And the 2 words that I dislike about people is when they show up disingenuine and when they are performative. And so
I don't think that's disingenuine, though.
One moment. I think it's disingenuine to, if you say that someone, oh my God, you are so beautiful. If you tell somebody that and in your mind, you think that they're ugly as fuck, you're performative and disingenuine. If I think that you a stupid bitch and the decision you made is stupid as fuck, I'm not going to tell you I don't think the decision is stupid as fuck because now I'm lying. I'm being disingenuine and I'm being performative.
Okay. Have you ever heard that if you have nothing nice to say, not to say it at all? So I think it's more going in there. If you don't think someone is beautiful and they're ugly, then don't call them beautiful. That's a straight up lie.
So then, okay, I guess you're telling me
you can say something else. You know what? You want to give them a compliment? Maybe that day their hair looks really good. Wow, your curls look really good today. Your blonde looks really good. If I thought you were the ugliest thing in the world, well, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh my God, you're so beautiful today. No, there's a reason. There's something I want, or just shut the fuck up and not say anything.
So then, and again, that's where I actually end up with my friends. At the end of the day, if I think your decision making is poor and stupid, I will actually say I value our friendship. I don't want to be brought into the decision making that you're
or just not say anything at all.
Um,
That's a choice too. You can absolutely just say nothing at all, because what you're doing is you're cutting. You're choosing to cut and then say, but here's a Band-Aid. I'm not going to come around you with my sword no more. Cut. I'm not coming to cut you no more, but here's the cut. You don't have to cut them in the beginning at all. If you truly feel that way and you don't have a nicer way to say it, don't say anything at all. If they come to you and they're like, I want your advice on this, that's when you go, you know what? Honestly, I'm not the best person to talk to about this because my perspective is not nice.
Well, I do that now. That's what I do now. And I tell all my friends that.
But you
Hey,
gotta make sure you don't cut first.
no. Well, it depends how far. If I already know we've gotten there, after
Yeah.
a certain amount of time of repeating my thoughts on something, I will, I will gladly bow out of ever having those conversations with someone that I don't feel like realistically will take my advice and realistically doesn't want to hear my thoughts on it. And if my thoughts are not aligned with your behavior or your thoughts on yourself, there's no conversation to be had. Now,
Well, but you're friends, so everything won't be aligned. So you shouldn't say it's aligned or it's nothing.
no, but that's what
There's a
you just said.
conversation there
No,
to be
you just
had.
Carla, you are literally speaking out of both sides of your
No,
mouth.
no, no. I
You said
said
if you
because I'm
don't have
talking about
nothing
the
nice,
beginning. If
if
it's
you don't
already
have
happened, we're there.
well, that's
It's
what
already
okay,
happened.
now but now you're playing semantics. It's either if you don't have nothing nice, don't say it at all, or don't like you know what I mean? Like
Well,
you're
yeah,
speaking out of
moving
both sides of
forward,
your mouth.
I'm saying moving forward for you, you brought the example of like, I've already been there, like I've already said it, like now I don't want to say anything at all. I'm saying moving forward, maybe for you or for someone who's listening, right? Someone who's listening is like when something new comes up, it's like, oh, what can I say? Do I have something nice to say? No, if they come to you and try to ask you for advice about something that you know that you're like, that's some stupid shit. That's when you're like, okay, let me think about it before I cut. And say, you know what? Honestly, I may not be the best person to talk to about this because I have my own personal feelings that I don't think it's. I'm gonna give you my perspective. That's gonna. It won't be conducive to the decision you're trying to make. Maybe speak to someone who can talk to you a more
Yeah,
like
it ain't gonna be
broad.
conducive because your decision making sucks ass.
But that part you don't say.
All right. Well,
That part we don't say.
well, um, wow, this went all
So
over the
what?
place.
Yeah. So
We're
with
gonna go
Cardi,
ahead and
we're
wrap
just
it
gonna let
up.
her do her thing and enjoy her music, and a little petty
Okay,
and pretty and
Cardi
petty.
can do her thing. We can enjoy her music, and we can judge her ass for being pregnant by Onset.
She
Because
doesn't
fuck
deserve
Offset,
that.
she's pregnant by Onset.
Oh, she doesn't deserve that.
And bitch,
Cardi, I
I
love
think
you.
everyone can judge and have an opinion. Like, bro, everyone
We
judges me,
absolutely
has an opinion on
can.
me. I would like the opportunity to judge as well,
Well,
bitch.
that's part of entertainment. We're talking about Cardi. So that this last set of
Nah,
conversations
this
that we
last
had
conversation was
is
about
our
our
friends, but
friends
we're
too.
entertainment. This is what we do.
Bro,
And when people live their lives on a public platform, this is what we do.
and
But
when
also let's
listen,
try to make sure that we don't let that carry on to our personal lives. Again, who's listening?
shit,
We
shit.
are on group
I'm a
chats.
judge you hoes. I'm a judge you hoes. I'm gonna judge you hoes.
Lord have mercy. I recorded you on chat when you were talking about somebody being pretty. It says, if you don't believe someone is beautiful, saying you're beautiful is disingenuous. It's not kindness, it's performance. But
Exactly.
she
Thank
said,
you,
wait.
husband.
But then it says, but kindness does not require lying. It just means you choose how and if to express your
My
truth in
point,
a
but
way that
that's what
doesn't
I'm
cause
saying.
unnecessary
Heard
harm.
you, but that's why I don't like that disingenuine
Right.
performative
So
ass
then you go,
behavior
but
of
the
people.
but, don't forget about the but. It's like, let them. Remember for Mel Robbins, she was like, let them, but you can't stop there. You got to go, let them, and then let me. So then he goes, but choose kindness and don't choose words or a truth that causes unnecessary. That's the big one, unnecessary harm. There's no reason to harm certain people with your words.
Girl, people sensitive. They be harmed all the goddamn time. Even when you're
Oh,
on mute.
Amanda.
Child,
Amanda. Okay,
child.
what you had for
Anywho,
this?
we're
What
out
else
of
you had
here.
for this? Is it?
That's
You have
it.
enough.
This is it. This is
This is
it.
it.
This
I
is
love your
it.
listeners. I think they're all gonna have real good conversations with their friends. They're gonna be like, Amanda is a rough one.
They're
Like,
not gonna Amanda. It's Mandy B. Thank you very
oh,
much.
Mandy B is a rough one out there, boy. She don't give a fuck what she says, but she gonna do better. She gonna do better. We gonna do better because we get older in time and we realize that some things just aren't worth it.
Okay, girl, with your monologues. All right. Well, y'all, we
I
out
know
of
I'm
here.
old.
I hope y'all enjoyed this bonus episode of content. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to see the full video, head on over to Patreon. It's patreon.com/selective ignorance. And I'm really looking forward to keeping the conversation going over there. All right, guys. Bye. Bye, Carla.
Bye. I'll see y'all later.
Bye.